design our micro-learning solutions well, then they can generate a lot of really valuable benefits. And what I'd like to do then is share with you some of those benefits, but I think what's important here is that they can be very useful when talking with your stakeholders. So your stakeholders asking, well, why would we do that? Or what's possible? Or how is this going to help me, help the individual, help my team? These are the types of benefits that you want to be able to communicate with them. One, that it provides immediate and relevant value. Again, if it's designed right, it's going to make an impact right away. And for the learner, it's also targeted, it's concise, it's convenient, and it doesn't take much of my time to get in and get out in terms of what I need. Okay, so I'm able to learn something, and then I can quickly go apply it. And it's all about that speed factor. It's also personal, and meaning that it's, you know, something that applies directly to me, and I see that connection. It's flexible in terms of when and where I can access it, and it's adaptive. Microlearning I should be getting those things that are important to me, relevant to me, and that it's done in such a way that it's very much focused on me, the learner. You know, so it's very learner-centric, and that's a great benefit of microlearning. And that microlearning also has this tremendous opportunity to support how people really learn, you know, how our brains work. So they can foster the knowledge encoding up front. You know, how do we, you know, structure that in our brains and so that we can remember it, the retention aspect of it. And that comes to important retrieval practice. You know, we learn best when we practice over time, and that the ability to retrieve that knowledge from our brain is what's critical to being able to apply it and also to transfer it to other situations, other applications. So again, I think microlearning has this amazing benefit to, especially when they're short and focused and we can stage them over time, then suddenly we're really helping how people learn and help how people remember and how people are able to apply their knowledge. It should also be, and it can offer the benefit of being engaging and immersive, draw me into it, you know, intrigue me, get me to participate. You know, it's not about just dumping, you know, content out there. It's more about help me think, help me discover, help me experience something. And in that way, all of our micro-learning solutions, given that there's so many different types we can offer, that there's just wonderful variety that's possible. It also promotes self-sufficiency for that learner, you know, especially when you start thinking about the 70-20-10, you know, where 70% of training and development is supposed to be the responsibility of the individual. Now we can offer micro-learning solutions to help them and promote that self-sufficiency in terms of learning. I mentioned that, you know, a great benefit when it's designed well is that it's easily accessible. When it's needed, where it's needed, it's on my device, I can get it just in time, and it's available 24/7, 365. And that it allows for immediate feedback and a sense of accomplishment and achievement. And I think that that's really valuable too, so that, you know, people understand, good, I'm getting it, I see how I can apply this. And that a benefit for the learner, the individual, is also that it facilitates collaboration and contributions. I can actually contribute to the learning, share best practices, share lessons learned, and I can also have that community create and provide micro-learning solutions to the community of practice overall. So some amazing, wonderful benefits in terms of what micro-learning can do for the individual. And then for the organization, that it accelerates time to proficiency. And that's really about how quickly can we get someone to be proficient in a task. The faster we can do it, the faster they can perform, and the faster we can make an impact on those desired results. So again, it's all about the speed and accelerating things. Micro-learning can also enable, and in that way I just described, make a faster impact on those desired results. It also helps us to sustain and enhance and drive performance. It's what we have to avoid is that situation where, okay, here's your training, now go perform. But rather, we can use micro-learning, again, in that framework of our overall strategy so that they're getting, some here, some here, some here, and we're continuously working to enhance their performance. And if you think of athletes, if you think of musicians, if you think of pilots, salespeople, everyone really benefits from continuously honing and refining their abilities. Micro-learning can also help decrease the costs of development and delivery. We're able to produce these faster, implement them easier, and really start to drive that performance. We can expand the configuration. Think of micro-learning in terms of little Lego pieces. We're creating lots of little Lego pieces, and that's great because we can assemble them in different ways, configure them in different ways. We can also take the content we're building and configure it into different types of micro-learning, and that's where we have different format options. I can do a GIF and provide something. I can work that into a video. I could provide it as an audio asset. But I can use that same objective, the same content, and the same instructional strategy inside of that micro-learning and configure it and format it in different ways. I think that's a tremendous benefit to the organization. They can also be easily updated, reused, and repurposed. And that they allow us to evolve and respond quickly to the organization. We can adapt and make changes. And here's where I think if we take advantage of building some metrics into our micro-learning solutions, then we can use the learning analytics to help us improve the process, improve the system, improve our solutions. Micro-learning can also minimize that stakeholder and subject matter expert time. So when we're talking about faster development, we need, because they're short and focused, then we need less time in terms of working with the stakeholder or working with subject matter experts to be able to build and produce and deliver the micro-learning. And that it helps to reduce time away from work. If I'm able to get in, do something short and focused, get right back to work, that starts to eliminate travel time, time away from work, and so forth. Again, it's about the efficiency and the speed. And that when we're providing good support, it's realistic, relevant, valued, our micro-learning solutions can help enhance employee motivation, which in turn leads to employee loyalty. So again, just an important benefit available to the organization. So again, these are extremely helpful when it comes to talking with our stakeholders and collaborating with them, gaining their support, and allowing us to provide some great solutions to drive their business results. So we've talked a little bit about what micro-learning is not. We talked about some important design considerations for micro-learning and the subsequent benefits that are available to both the individual and the organization.